Good morning, my beautiful Barca babies. It is time to wake up and Barca, live Barcelona news right here from the Undefeated channel. Good morning to you all. We will be covering Manchester United Barcelona second leg action here today. We're going to be talking about lineups, predictions, full preview for the second leg of this Europa League tie. Folks, just going to be up front. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night, all right? You seen these bags under my eyes, right? Tired guy. This might be a fun one, all right? But we're going to go over Xavi's secret lineup, all right? It's not really a secret lineup. This is just what I think Xavi might go with that he hasn't gone with yet, but based off of recent performances, there's going to be some surprises, okay? So we're going to go over a starting 11. We're going to go over all the news that we need to talk about going into the match. We'll get some predictions going, but more importantly, we'll have some good conversation as we have a little bit of caffeine, start our day in a nice positive way, having some good conversation with our fellow culés. You want to be part of that conversation, of course, you got to subscribe to the channel. And as always, I would appreciate it if you drop a like before we get things going. With that out of the way, kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the undefeated Mustache John.
All right. Good morning to you all again. A wonderful day. I am tired. I got very little sleep. Had the dogs jumping on the bed the entire night. Anyway, we've got Barcelona traveling to Old Trafford for this one. Oh, and I almost did it, but I didn't. I remembered to turn off my intro there. We got Barcelona traveling to Old Trafford. Like I said, that's going to be tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be live for this one, my friends. Live watch along. I got you covered for the commentary, the play-by-play. You won't miss any of the action, and you get to cheer on the Blaugrana with your fellow culés, like I said. So make sure you are subscribed, turn on notifications, come back tomorrow and hang out with us for the live match, all right? With that out of the way, before we get to lineups and predictions and all that good stuff, let me turn to the chat, see who we got hanging out with us, and we'll get the conversation going. Wait, but before I do that, real quick, over on TikTok, hello and welcome, everybody. If you want the full experience, all right, it's over on YouTube. All you got to do is swipe over to my profile, click the link in the bio. That'll get you over to the right place where all these good folks are, all right? Drop a like as we get things going here. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got my stash mod, Ayush, of course. How we doing, sir? Harry is with us. I think Harry's here just about every morning, and I appreciate you, my good man. And you know what? I saw you commenting over on the Engine Room as well. Me, Buga, Pablo, the Engine Room podcast. You can check us out every Monday. We did get off track a little bit with our releases. The last few weeks, Tuesday, Wednesday is when they came out. We had a little bit of audio problems this week. Bear with us, all right? These are all part of the growing pains as we work this out. But we talk about the wide world of football. It's good conversation. It's good vibes. As always, the Engine Room podcast. You can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, all the places where content exists. You can find us, all right? Anyway, Tony Bravo, good morning to you. Jerry, good morning. How we doing? Let's see who else we got in here. Winston, good morning, sir. Oh no, Ayush is not going to be here. You're going to miss the match. Are you going to be able to watch it on replay later on, maybe, Ayush? What's up, Darklight, over on TikTok? I see you, buddy. All right. With the good mornings almost out of the way, Hollow the Reaper, good morning to you, sir. I'm just scrolling through the chat. Gray, I see ya. Or not Gray, excuse me. I told you, this might be a fun one. Jay Greger just came out as whatever. It happens. Jay Greger, good morning to you, sir. Let's see who else we got here. Nishit is with us, of course. Good morning. Fabrice, good morning to you, sir. I see Midway is in here. Nigara, hello. We'll get to predictions. Don't you worry. Yusuf, how we doing? Before we get to predictions, let's go to some pre-match facts shared by the internet here. Again, match is tomorrow. Aggregate 2-2. Actually, before we get to that, let's actually talk about that 2-2 match. We'll go over some some fun facts going into this next. But let's talk about that 2-2 match. We did a full match breakdown, of course, on the good, the bad, and the bar. So you can go back and watch that on the channel. But just as a quick refresher, Marcos Alonso opening things up, little dedication to his father, header on the back post. Marcus Rashford said, "That's cute. I'm not going to let that lead last more than 2 minutes." Beats Alonso on the near post, buries it past Ter Stegen. Raphinha answers with what looked like a Lewandowski goal at first, but ended up being a Raphinha goal. Or excuse me, I skipped the Jules Koundé own goal. Skipped it. Must have blanked that out of my mind. Jules Koundé own goal was earlier in the match. Again, dangerous cross. Goes past Ter Stegen, across the face of goal, and then Koundé's there just to tap it in at the far post. Oh, that's silliness. So it was Raphinha who tied things up, 2-2. If you look at some of the stats, pretty even. Pretty even. I know from a visual sense, it really looked like Manchester United dominated this match, and I'm not saying they didn't deserve a win in that first leg, but both teams with 18 shots, Barca with 8 on target, Man United with 5, Barcelona with more possession, Barcelona with more passes, Barcelona with better pass accuracy, Barcelona with more corners. You know what I mean? So, again, we'll get to predictions and everything, but for those of you that don't have much hope, I'm just saying, take a look at what happened in the first leg. All things even. I know different venue. No Pedri, no Gavi, no Dembele. But I think Xavi's going to have a solution. All right, we'll go over lineups here in just a few minutes. Nishit says Lua has to score in a big game. This is definitely his opportunity. I think Lewandowski looked good in that first leg. I expect him to do big things at Old Trafford. Harry says, you also forgot the fact that Weghorst stamped on one of our players and didn't get sent off. Kolo Muani got sent off for a similar stamp for Frankfurt against Napoli. I actually didn't catch that, unless I'm just not remembering. Who did he stamp on? I appreciate you calling that out, Harry. Sahil, how we doing, sir? Says, if we play our back and Busquets, I have a little hope. Okay, all right. Well, we'll talk lineups here in just a minute. Like I said, first, let's get into some of these fun facts, or the pre-match insights, as Google has dubbed them. I'm actually not sure where these are pulling from. I don't know if this is ESPN or if this is just a Google thing or if this is what, but it's in the pre-match information here on the interwebs. So we're going to go over them. Here we go. Pre-match insights. Number 1, Manchester United have only won 1 of their last 11 games against Barcelona in European competition, going winless in the last 5. Their only victory in this run came in April in 2008 in the UEFA Champions League semi-final second leg, with Paul Scholes netting a 1-0 win. Netting in a 1-0 win, I should say. Number 2 here, Barcelona have faced Manchester United away from home in European competition on 5 previous occasions. After failing to win any of the first 4, they won 1-0 on their most recent such trip in April of 2019. That was also in Champions League. Number 3 here, Manchester United have only lost 2 of their last 11 European games at Old Trafford. Although both defeats in their run came against Spanish opposition. Atletico Madrid in March of 2022, and then Real Sociedad in September of 2022. Number 4, we got a couple left here. Let me take a sip of coffee. That's nice. Number 4, Marcus Rashford has averaged a goal every 76 minutes for Manchester United in the Europa League this season. That is insane. 4 goals in total, the best ratio of any player to have played at least 300 minutes in the competition this term. Yikes. That's a big one, folks. That's something to look out for. Number 5, the last one here. Since the start of the 2019-20 season, Barcelona striker Robert Lewandowski has scored 38 goals in 32 appearances in major European competition, more than any other player in this period. Big boy doing big things. We got high expectations for Lewandowski. I got high expectations for this match. Just a reminder again, it is tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Convert that for your time zone. I know we got Cures watching from all over the world. You can come hang out with us right here for kickoff. All the live action, like I said. Come cheer on the Blaugrana with your fellow culés. Here's who we'll be watching, folks. This is the squad. We're going to get to a starting 11 and prediction next. And again, I got a surprise or two or three. I don't know, depending on where your head's at in that starting 11. So we'll be discussing that here in just a moment. But the squad, we got Ter Stegen, Araujo, Sergi Busquets makes his return. If you were watching over the weekend, he was on the bench, did not play, but he is available here. We also got Lewandowski, the struggling Ansu Fati. Could it be an opportunity for him to break out? We'll talk about that next. Ferran Torres, Christensen, Marcus Alonso, Jordi Alba, Franck Kessié, Sergi Roberto, Frankie de Jong, Raphinha, Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia, Inaki Peña, Balde, Casado, Pablo Torre, and Arnau Tenas. Marc Casado coming up from Barca Athletic. Keep an eye out for him. I don't think he's going to get any time in this match, but he is definitely one for the future, my friends. So, we're going into Old Trafford. No Pedri, no Gavi, no Dembele. A Busquets that's coming back from injury that, honestly, we don't know how fit he is. So, Xavi has some challenges to go through with this starting 11. Also factor in Ansu Fati, not exactly in the best form of his career, of his young career. Okay, so Xavi might need to get a little creative with how we go up against Manchester United here. Might need to come up with something a little bit different. So let's discuss exactly that. Let's go over Xavi's potentially surprise starting 11 for the second leg against Manchester United. It starts in the back, and there's no surprises here. It's the trusty Ter Stegen. You know him, you love him. New hair, new attitude, almost unbeatable at times. Not the case in the first leg, but I'm thinking second leg, he comes up big. He shows us why we've been loving the performances so much this season. Reining in the clean sheets in La Liga. We need a big performance from Ter Stegen. He starts between the posts. Then we have Jules Koundé playing on that right side of our defense. Very sturdy this year. Could we use a little bit more attack from that position at times? Sure. But defensively, he gives us everything we need there. So I'm loving it. Jules Koundé gets the start. He's going to be playing alongside Araujo. Maybe the best center back in the world right now. I'm open to arguments. Let me know down in the chat. But maybe the best center back in the world right now, Araujo. Big boy doing big things. And then playing next to him, we're going to have Christensen. Now, some of you already are going, hang on now, John. What's going on here? What's up with this formation? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I think Xavi's going 3-back. I think if we want to get the best results we can in this second leg, without Gavi, without Pedri, without Dembele, we got to throw a couple curveballs at United here. All right. It starts with 3 in the back. Koundé, Araujo, Christensen. Moving forward, we have Kessié, we have Busi, we have Frankie de Jong as that core midfield 3. All right. That's going to take care of Casemiro, Sabitzer, anybody else that they want to throw through that midfield. Fred, perhaps. All right. That locks them down. That takes care of business. It frees them up on that right side for Raphinha. He did not play over the weekend. Ferran Torres got the start. Ferran Torres played tremendous ball, but I think that right wing goes to Raphinha. I'll share a couple stats here in a few moments once we get past the starting 11, but Raphinha playing for Leeds against United, good results. It's a club that he likes to play against. So Raphinha gets the start. Jordi Alba playing on that left wing. All right. He's going to be going not sideline to sideline, box to box, as he would from the traditional left back position. But for this time, we're going to push him up a little bit more. Maybe try to get Manchester United's wing players to have to play a little bit more defensively. Spread across that midfield 5, Jordi Alba, Frankie, Busi, Franck Kessié, and Raphinha. The balance, of course, will be attacking from that right-hand side, swinging it to that left, a little bit of a late run from Jordi Alba. All right, that's what we're looking at in the midfield. Up top, you can expect Lewandowski, of course, but the surprise is that I want him partnered with Ferran Torres. I know it is one match, but we saw a Ferran Torres that we had not seen before against Cadiz. He's scored goals, he's gotten assists, he's had some good performances. He's also had some stinkers, okay? But nothing like what we saw against Cadiz. That was something new. That was something different. And I want to see if he can continue that against Manchester United. Now, the balance here, of course, is that Raphinha gets to streak up that right-hand side. And if he cuts in, he'll have two forwards, Ferran Torres, Lewandowski to play off of. This also takes into account that if you ask any manager that has coached Ferran Torres, they say, what's his greatest strength? Movement off the ball, creating and exploiting space. I'm liking Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, and Raphinha to carry the attack, but not in the traditional 4-3-3. I don't want to see Ferran Torres on that left-hand side. I want that space to be taken up by Jordi Alba. I want Ferran to play as a right forward and Raphinha to play as a right wing. I think if Xavi does this, we're going to come out hot. We're going to come out strong. We're going to take care of business. And predictions-wise, for second leg, Barcelona traveling to Old Trafford, I'm going to go 2-1 to Barcelona. Whew. Almost went 1-0, but I'm going 2-1 to Barcelona. Goal from Raphinha, goal from Lewandowski. 2-1 to the Blaugrana. I'm trying to think who's going to get the one from United. You could easily say Rashford, but I think it's going to be somebody that you might not expect. Somebody like a Fred or something like that. But still, 2-1 to Barcelona over United. Raphinha, Lewandowski Raphinha and Lewandowski getting the goals. Lock it in. This is where I'll pause. I'll turn to the chat. I want to get your predictions. All right. I also want to get your thoughts on this predicted starting 11. Is there any chance that Xavi goes with this? We'll discuss a maybe more traditional option here next. But I want to start with this. Get your reactions. Get your predictions. All right. If you're watching this on replay, let me know down in the comments. We'll keep the conversation going. I'm going to turn to the chat now, and we'll discuss live what you think. Again, 3-5-2 or a 3-1-4-2, whatever you want to call it there. Koundé, Araujo, Christensen, Busi, Kessié, Frankie, Jordi Alba, and Raphinha wide with Lewandowski and Ferran Torres up top. And I'm going 2-1 United with Raphinha and Lewandowski getting the goals. Let's think. Let's chat, excuse me. Tony says, wow, Alba over Balde. If you read between the lines, Balde got 90 minutes against Cadiz over the weekend. So I think Jordi Alba comes in and gets some time there. I think Jordi Alba has something to say here, all right, in the twilight of his career. I think he's got something to say in this match. Kyle Cash, how we doing, sir? Good morning to you. Harry says, my predictions, I will say 2-1 to Barcelona, a late winner from Koundé. Raphinha scoring in the first half with an equalizer from Casemiro. Okay, I love the details, Harry. Appreciate it. Waldo, how we doing, sir? Says, Balde over Alba would be better to cause havoc on Man U defense. I agree, but you gotta get inside Xavi's head here. In the first leg, started Alba and Alonso on that left-hand side. The priority is La Liga. All right, we know that. Without Pedri, without Gavi, without Dembele, with a injured Busquets, with a, we'll say, unproductive Ansu Fati, you could easily say that Xavi is going to put in I hesitate to call it a B squad, but I will say a rotational squad. You could say that. However, we saw some changes over the weekend. We saw Sergio Roberto get some time. We saw Garcia get some time. So that maybe indicates that maybe he does go forward a little bit. All right. But I digress. Balde played 90 minutes there. So I think Jordi Alba gets the start. I know everyone would prefer Balde, and maybe that's the one that I get wrong. All right. Maybe Balde does get the start, but sometimes you need a crafty veteran out there just to calm things down, just to give that cooling presence that sometimes you need. Sahil says putting Raphinha on right wing back puts the pressure of track back. I can read, I'm sure. I think you're saying puts pressure on him tracking back the whole game. Not so much, because how I would play that is Koundé and Rashford, Koundé and Araujo are responsible for picking up Rashford. Busquets and Frankie would drop very deep if Araujo and Koundé are pulled out to the side. So you would have Frankie drop in here, Christensen would be out here, and this is just on like a counterattack, right? Rashford gets the ball, he starts breaking out. You would immediately snap into something like this, right? So not a big deal. But when we're on the ball, it'll be Raphinha up high, Franck Kessié there, Frankie de Jong will sneak in here, Busquets will still hold things down, and Christensen might even come up here, and Araujo sneaks in either side of Busquets or just stays in behind him. Either way, you gotta factor in the limitations of the squad. You gotta factor in that we got La Liga action to deal with as well. And I think this gives us the best 11 that we can put out there. It gives Ferran Torres a chance to continue his momentum. It gives Raphinha a chance to continue his momentum. Lewandowski's up there doing Lewandowski things. Jordi Alba is the crafty veteran. It limits how much we need in terms of mobility from Busquets. And it gives us our best 3 defenders to rely on. What do we think, folks? Let's keep the conversation going. I also thinking Balde starts. Tony says, why didn't Boosie play a single minute against Cadiz? I'm not sure how fit he is. So that could blow this lineup right out of the water. If Busquets is not healthy, then I think what happens is we go with a traditional 4-3-3. Let's talk that out, actually. That's actually a good point. Let's say, and there's our bench. Didn't mean to not show that. Let's say Busquets is not actually fit. All right. Let's say Busquets has to stay on the bench. In that case, we go to a traditional 4-3-3 because we got pretty limited options. And I would probably start Balde in this case, but just to keep things going, you go Lewandowski, you go Raphinha. I would actually go, where are we at? I would go Ansu Fati up there. Hate to do it, but you go Sergio Roberto on the other side. If Busquets is not healthy, I think that's what you see. And I don't love this lineup. I don't love it. You may, if it's not gonna happen, but what I was sitting there and thinking and hesitating is maybe something like this, where Ferran is kind of that Gavi attacking mid, and Frankie and Franck. How has nobody put that together yet? Frankie and Franck. That's hilarious. Maybe, I mean, I don't think this is going to happen. I would say this is the least likely of the possibilities. I don't think Ferran Torres is going to come in and play as an attacking mid or a false 9 in there. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if Busquets is not ready, excuse me, sneezing. Excuse me. I think you'll see something like this. Right? But again, my lineup, what I would go with, and what I think Xavi could go with, could. A little crowded out there, but 3 in the back, 2 up top. Raphinha's wide, Jordi Alba's wide. Biggity boom, biggity bow. Get everybody back in place. Araujo, Koundé. Right there. That's what I'm thinking, folks. To me, that's our strongest lineup. That's what I'd roll with. I would march into Old Trafford with that. I would get a 2-1 win. Feel good about things. Move on. Ovi says a 4-2-3-1. Even I was thinking about this after that Ferran dribble. Ferran with a Muller roll. Maybe a 4-2-3-1. The same back four. Kessié and Frankie as the two. Who are your three across, though? Would it be Ansu? You'd have Raphinha, Ferran, and then who's your third, either attacking mid or winger there, Ovi? Daniel, how we doing, sir? Says Busquets, De Jong, Kessié, and Roberto to form a four-man midfield with Raphinha or Ferran as the right winger. So you'd be going with a diamond midfield or three across and then one more attacker, I'm assuming is what you'd be going for there. Zix, I guess is how that's pronounced. ZYS, Zix, says Ferran could be the Joker card. I feel like he would be up for it since he used to play for City as well. Not that you need any added motivation, but good point there. Does have some familiarity with the Premier League clubs and playing at Old Trafford, I'm sure. So that's a good point, actually. I would love to see him. I would love to see both Ferran and Raphinha get the start. I think they're both still chipping away and trying to get at the heels of Dembele, who's still, even though he's out, when he returns, probably going to be the number one starter, the go-to right wing. But we'll see. Dembele is also, I think, the most flexible in terms of which side of the ball he plays on. Right now, I would say our strongest lineup would be attacking front three, Lewandowski, of course. I could. It's a toss-up. Raphinha or Ferran on the right, Dembele on the left, just because, again, even though Dembele's strongest position is on the right, he's also our best left winger, with Ansu Fati not performing, with Ferran and Raphinha looking uncomfortable on that left-hand side. You know what I mean? But no Dembele for this. I digress. No Dembele for this one. No Pedri. No Gavi. But we'll make it through. We'll get there. We'll be okay. Here's the stat that I mentioned earlier about Raphinha. He has never won against Manchester United, but does have 5 goal contributions in 4 matches. 2 goals, 3 assists. That comes from Barca Buzz. Appreciate the stat. Shout out to Barca Buzz there over on Twitter. So hopefully Raphinha can continue the trend of goal output, but change the results. I'm looking for a win. I think we can do it. Like I said, 2-1 is my prediction. We will be live. Oh, Harry, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Harry. Ayush, I did not mean to ignore that. Let me scroll back up. Ayush. You know I love you, Ayush. I love everything that you do for this channel. I appreciate it so much. And the donation, of course, you don't need to do that, like I said last time. But I do appreciate it. It goes right to supporting this channel. Any donations that come in, I buy software, goes to promotions. There's different subscriptions that I need to maintain, all that good stuff. So I appreciate the contribution, Ayush, both financially and with your time, of course. Much appreciated. And Harry, thank you for the reminder. I was on a streak there with the lineup, so didn't mean to overlook that. So Ayush, thank you so much, good sir. Ovi says Busi and Frankie. If Busi is cleared to play, Ansu and Raphinha as left and right mid, and then Ferran as the center attacking mid. All right, I'm seeing a lot of shouts for Ferran playing an attacking mid role here. Sahil says, imagine the confidence level we'll get winning this game and facing Madrid in the Copa. I know, we do have that coming up. Actually, let's take a look at what we have coming up fixture-wise for Barcelona outside of this, because we do have Almeria coming up over the weekend. That's going to be on Sunday. That's a 12:30 match. We'll be live for that one. Then we do have Thursday, March 2nd, Copa del Rey. That's an exciting one. 3 o'clock kickoff for that. That's going to be the first leg. Then we have Valencia. We have Athletic Club. We have the La Liga match of Real Madrid. That's on March 19th. So March is, that's a big month. It seems like every month is a big month for Barcelona these days. But March is going to have 2 matchups with Real Madrid, Valencia, who are struggling, but it's still never an easy match. Athletic Club, never easy. Almeria and Elche, knock on wood, should be points for us. And then April, we continue in with the second leg of Copa del Rey. Very exciting stuff, folks. There's going to be a lot more action here on the channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you turn on notifications. Make sure you come back and hang out with us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do live Barcelona news, lineups, predictions, match previews, match reviews, all that good stuff. Plus, you get to connect with your fellow culés. It's all about the conversation, getting to know each other. You get to meet people from around the world that you never would have had the opportunity to connect with right here on the Undefeated channel. We support the badge, we support each other, but we do here, my friends. So one more time, make sure you drop a like before you go. I do appreciate y'all. Just wrapping things up here. Kyle Cash says Ayush is the GOAT. Absolutely, he is. I love all my stash mods, but Ayush is number one. You guys know that. So I appreciate everybody, though. Everybody in the stash squad, all my stash mods. I will see you tomorrow. We'll be live for Manchester United hosting Barcelona. Don't forget to tune in before kickoff. We'll go over lineups. We'll reiterate our predictions. We'll get excited. Not that we need it, but we'll get excited. We'll get our energy up for the match. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day. Go out there and have positive interactions, high fives, and hugs for whoever wants them. I love you all very much. I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride.